Ledger is the world-leading security platform for digital assets, i.e. cryptocurrencies, digital art, digital objects, etc. Ledger serves consumers, financial institutions, and corporations. At Ledger, I lead the Trust Services business unit. Our role is to develop and commercialize services which enhance our existing solutions. We are lucky to be operating in a market which is growing and where we see more and more adoption, both on the consumer side and on the enterprise side. What we want is to capture this growth. Today, we already serve millions of consumers. We provide them with a solution to secure and to manage themselves, their assets. Tomorrow, we want to serve hundreds of millions of consumers. On the enterprise side, we want to help enterprises as they go into the digital asset world to manage, create, and distribute their assets. I think that the main trend in the digital asset sector is really growth, is really growing adoption. Today in Europe, there's about 8 to 10% of the population which already owns crypto assets. The rate is quasi-double in the US, and you can double it again in certain markets in Latin America, in Africa, in Asia. We also see growing adoption by corporations, by financial institutions who want to help their consumers to hold digital assets. And we see companies in the luxury, in the consumer goods sector, in the retail sector, go into Web3, go into Metaverse, and launch programs around so-called NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, which are really a technology to represent digital art, digital objects, services to consumers, etc. The main technology to take into account is really the blockchain technology. The blockchain technology is an entirely new way of storing and managing data. We move from a centralized world to a fully decentralized world, and this changes everything. I think that facts speak so much louder than opinions. If we look at the facts, we see growing adoption of cryptos for payments. I'd like to give you two examples. The first example is the use of stablecoins, i.e. cryptocurrencies which are linked to existing currencies like the US dollar or the euro. In August of this year, we saw an all-time high in terms of the use of stablecoins with a volume above $800 billion of transactions. A second example is a company like Stripe, a global payment service provider, which recently introduced the use of cryptos to do payments. Consumers have two main ways of holding their crypto assets. Either those assets are held by a central intermediary, such as a bank, or they decide to hold their assets by themselves, which is also called self-custody. When a consumer adopts self-custody, they have a choice, which is what wallet they will use to do this self-custody. And here we have software-based wallets and we have hardware-based wallets. The hardware-based wallets provide a much higher level of security to hold crypto assets. I believe that we still have a technology which is a little bit complicated to use, and that the convenience, the ease of use are going to improve. In a way, we are quite in a similar situation as when the internet arrived. I think that we have forgotten, but back in those days, it was incredibly difficult to get to the internet. And then the experience got easier and more people started to use the internet. I believe that we're going to see the same phenomenon with Web3, the Metaverse, cryptos, NFTs, and so on. Today, we already have a lot of cryptocurrencies, for example, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And what we see also is that more and more central banks want to issue their own digital currencies, so-called CBDCs or central bank digital currencies. I think that both types of cryptocurrencies are going to coexist because they present very different features and they respond to different objectives. I think that the growths of both NFTs and cryptocurrencies are going to feed each other because fundamentally they are based on the same technology, the blockchain technology. I'll give you an example. Today, most NFTs, to buy them, you need to use cryptocurrencies. We are at the beginning of a massive wave of innovation with Web3, the metaverse. We are already seeing very innovative services emerge, and I believe that we're going to see more and more innovation in the space.